Watching this movie made me realize how little we really know about this world and the communities that do bad things. Because if you watch this movie, Blink Twice, you are oh yeah, that's a Diddy party. Oh yeah, that's a Epstein Island reference. Okay, but don't you guys understand that this is only the tip of the iceberg? Like, this is not, like, the only reason it's on film is because all this information is already out. So if all the information is already out, that means there's nothing, no one's barring this film from being exposed to the public. So that means there's so much worse going on behind the scenes. So that's like, it doesn't matter how many people it does matter how many people get caught, of course. It matters like how many victims get justice, but that doesn't stop other people from doing worse things. And even in the case of, oh my god, I forget her name. Pelicot, I think is the last name, in France. This use of drugging, it's called DFSA, but like this use of drugging someone to make their memories go away. I mean, that is such an old way of making someone's memories go away. There's so many different ways to program somebody, so many different ways to fragment the mind of somebody. So like these drug cases that are coming out, it's like the old school way of doing it. There's an updated, more cruel, more evil, more sinister way that people are abusing people now. And I think it's scary to feel comfortable when a movie like Blink Twice comes out and people are like, wow, all the evil exposed. Like, it feels so good to know the truth. Like, no, we don't know the entire truth. We know one truth, which is the Epstein, Diddy, Weinstein, Pelicot level truth. Now we've got to get below and deep into the surface. And I think when we get to the root of it, we're going to see that it's a lot more connected to primal energy, life force energy, demonic, satanic. I mean, I don't like using the words demonic, satanic because I think that points to a specific religious ideology, and when it goes to religious ideologies, people get to say, well, I don't believe in this, so that's not real. Okay, so what else can we call it so that you understand that it's inescapable? Because it has nothing to do with a specific religion, it has everything to do with an energy. So like, when we get to the root of what's really going on in the depravity of this world and how everything operates, we're going to see that at the root of all evil is this like the lowest frequency of human, and that is the energy, that low frequency is the energy that attaches to things like money, business, and power as we use it on this planet. Toxic masculine power is the lowest vibration of human or of earth, period. And I think that's where the icon of the devil comes from in the first place. But I mean, that's a whole different discussion, really. But yeah, we're going, and then, on the flip side, people always think that there's only a toxic masculine force, there's only the devil. But there's also, if you want to call her like Lucifina, there's also the feminine side of that, where there is a dark, depraved, toxic, feminine figure in all of this, and we're going to start seeing the crimes that women commit as well. Like, it's not just about gender or sex or whatever, it's about that dark, depraved energy that overtakes everything in this world, because that is how certain communities and societies decided they wanted to achieve power on this planet, and it's still continuing today, and it's going to continue because that's sort of like the DNA strand that this planet was threaded with, but on the other side we also have the ultralight and the highest vibration, which is the most powerful. And that's why it's so important to, I don't know if I would say get into spirituality, because I don't think you have to be a spiritual person to be of light energy. I think it's all about just it's all about valuing yourself and valuing others, and seeing that it's not about, oh, I'm a good person or I'm a bad person. It's like, I value myself, so I do these things for myself, and I value other people, so I do these things and advocate for these things for other people. That's it. I think that is the basis of being in light energy. I hate the phrase knowing your worth, even though I use it a lot in readings, because knowing your worth is it's almost a little bit cringy, and people often think it has to do with the ego. Like, I know my worth, so I'm gonna buy this $2,000 bag because I deserve it. Like, okay, that's not really where I'm going with it, It's more so value yourself, see how valuable you are and treat yourself accordingly, and see how valuable other people are and treat them accordingly. And that's pretty much it. So my whole point is Blink Twice was a really good debut film. I think Zoe Kravitz did a good job. I think everyone acting in it did a good job. I thought it was really cool. It gave me bodies, bodies, bodies. Okay, it was very vibey, and it was also very eye-opening, and I thought the twist was perfect. Great movie. But I think it just goes to show that if people in the industry and people who are in these high positions of power behind the scenes and who are currently involved in really depraved, violent, disgusting acts, they allowed for this movie to come out because, they're like, oh yeah, that's just like Diddy stuff. Like, that's like low bar. People can handle that now because all these cases are out. But think about what's lying deep, deep, deep below the surface of even people like Diddy. Like, there are people that are doing worse at a higher level, at a more sinister technical level, and who knows if they will ever be exposed in my lifetime, in our lifetime. So yeah, that's what this movie had me thinking about, and I'm curious to know what you're thinking and what emotions and theories and feelings this film may have brought out for you if you watched it. If you haven't seen it, I suggest watching it because there's so many places that you can go with it. If you want to theorize about life. Yeah,